Are you eating the wrong snacks as a diabetic? It might seem innocent, grabbing a handful of crackers or even so-called healthy granola bars, but these can send your blood sugar through the roof. Now here's the shocker. Some nuts, not all, don't just satisfy cravings. They actually help lower your blood sugar naturally, without any pills or side effects. That's right. 3 specific nuts, backed by science, can stabilize your glucose, reduce inflammation, and even improve insulin sensitivity. And nut number 3? Most people walk past it in the grocery store every single week. It's light, crunchy, and insanely powerful, but almost nobody talks about it. So don't blink, because in the next few minutes, we're diving into these 3 underrated blood sugar warriors. And by the end, you'll know exactly what to snack on to fight diabetes smarter. Most people with diabetes focus on cutting out sugar, and yes, that's important. But here's what they miss. Adding the right fats, minerals, and fiber can be just as powerful. These 3 nuts aren't just tasty snacks. They're nutritional powerhouses loaded with magnesium, healthy fats, and slow-digesting fiber. That combination, it helps stabilize blood sugar, reduce insulin spikes, and keep your energy steady throughout the day. And the best part? They're easy to find, affordable, and insanely effective when used the right way. So don't just avoid sugar. Arm your body with the nutrients it needs to fight back. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which nuts to choose, how much to eat, and when to eat them for maximum blood sugar control. Most people focus on cutting sugar, but that's just half the picture. Adding the right fats and nutrients is the game changer. And that's exactly where nuts come in. You see, when it comes to blood sugar, it's not just about what you remove, it's about what you add. Nuts are packed with smart nutrition, healthy fats, magnesium, fiber, and antioxidants. And this combo is exactly what your body needs to stay in balance. Let's break it down. First, the fats. These aren't the kind you should avoid, they're the kind that actually help. Healthy fats from nuts slow digestion, which means your blood sugar rises more gradually. No spikes, no crashes, just calm, steady energy. Next, fiber. It's the secret weapon that slows glucose absorption in your gut. With more fiber, your bloodstream doesn't get overwhelmed after meals. You feel full, satisfied, and you're not constantly craving something sweet. And then there's magnesium, a mineral most diabetics don't get enough of. Magnesium supports over 300 reactions in the body, and one of the most important, helping your cells respond to insulin. When magnesium is low, insulin can't do its job. But add it back in, with the right nuts, and your body starts working with you, not against you. Even more, antioxidants in nuts help reduce inflammation, which is a hidden culprit behind insulin resistance and diabetic complications. But here's where it gets really interesting. Snacking on nuts doesn't just control your glucose. It also helps fight those late-night cravings, those emotional eating triggers, that cycle of eat, spike, crash, repeat. Nuts give you something crunchy, satisfying, and stabilizing, all in one handful. And while most people are blindly avoiding snacks altogether, smart diabetics are turning to these specific nuts for long-term control, energy, and even weight balance. So which ones actually work? Let's start with the first blood sugar-lowering superstar. Take Linda, a 66-year-old grandmother from Ohio. She's been managing type 2 diabetes for years, and like many, her biggest battle wasn't just mealtime. It was those sudden blood sugar dips in the afternoon. She'd often reach for crackers, cookies, or even sweetened yogurt, thinking it wasn't too bad. But her glucose monitor told a different story: spikes, crashes, and zero consistency. One day, her dietitian gave her a simple, almost laughably easy suggestion: start snacking on almonds. Just a handful, nothing fancy. Linda rolled her eyes at first, but within days, she noticed something different. She wasn't starving by dinner. Her cravings disappeared, and for the first time in months, her energy stayed steady from lunch to bedtime. What's happening here? Almonds are like tiny glucose guardians. They're loaded with magnesium, a mineral that helps your body use insulin more effectively. And the truth is, many Americans over 60 are low in magnesium without even knowing it. Next comes the fiber, a powerful blood sugar regulator. Fiber slows how quickly sugar enters your bloodstream, keeping your glucose from spiking like it does after a high-carb snack. And then there's the healthy fat, monounsaturated fat, the same kind found in olive oil. It helps reduce inflammation, improves cholesterol, and supports your heart, which is critical since diabetes increases heart risk. Studies back it all up. People with diabetes who eat almonds regularly see lower fasting blood sugar and improved insulin sensitivity over time. Linda didn't change her whole diet. She just replaced one snack, cookies, with almonds. That one move gave her back energy, stability, and confidence. How to use them? Keep them raw and unsalted for maximum benefit. Add them to salads, yogurt, oatmeal, or just keep a small jar handy for a midday snack. Coming up next, a creamy, heart-healthy nut that balances blood sugar and reduces inflammation. But most people ignore it entirely. But almonds are just the beginning. Let's talk about a nut that doesn't just help your blood sugar. It shields your body from silent, dangerous inflammation. Meet George, a 65-year-old retired trucker from Michigan. For years, George battled wild blood sugar swings, stubborn belly fat, and aching joints. He blamed it all on age, until a dietitian asked him one simple question: "Do you eat walnuts?" Walnuts? He hadn't thought twice. But the moment he made them a daily habit, things started shifting. These brain-shaped nuts are small, but they're inflammation-fighting powerhouses. Loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, walnuts target a hidden cause of insulin resistance: chronic inflammation. Here's why that matters. When your body's inflamed, your insulin doesn't work properly. That leads to higher blood sugar, more fat storage, and damaged blood vessels. But omega-3s from walnuts? They help turn off that internal fire, naturally. George didn't change much else. He just swapped his afternoon chips for a small handful of walnuts. The results? Smoother glucose readings, less bloating, better energy. And the surprise? He dropped 7 pounds in 2 months without dieting. And here's the kicker: walnuts don't just help blood sugar. They protect your heart, support brain health, and even reduce cravings, thanks to their satisfying crunch and healthy fats. Toss them into oatmeal, sprinkle on a salad, even blend into smoothies. But don't let their richness fool you. Just a few a day makes a difference. Now, if you think that's impressive, wait till you hear about nut number 3. It's often sitting in pantries, ignored and underestimated. But it packs a secret punch that could change how your body responds to carbs altogether. Ready? Let's unlock it. You've met George with his walnut win. But now let's meet Sandra, a 60-year-old grandmother from Texas who had one major problem: constant cravings. Every evening, like clockwork, her sweet tooth kicked in. Cookies, crackers, chips, you name it. Her blood sugar? All over the place. Until her doctor gave her a surprising challenge: replace your evening snack with pistachios, just for 1 week. Sandra was skeptical. Pistachios? Aren't they just salty bar snacks? But what happened next shocked her. Within days, no more intense cravings, no more evening crashes, and most shocking of all, her fasting glucose levels started to drop. What makes pistachios so powerful? They're one of the lowest calorie nuts, yet they're loaded with fiber, plant-based protein, and antioxidants, a rare combo that slows down digestion, keeps you full longer, and helps insulin work better. And here's the kicker: studies show that eating pistachios can lower fasting blood sugar, reduce insulin resistance, and improve cholesterol without gaining weight. In fact, they may help with weight loss thanks to their appetite-taming magic. Sandra started tossing pistachios into her yogurt, blending them into smoothies, and even keeping a small handful in her purse when out shopping. She didn't just snack, she took control. And here's a curious little fact: opening each pistachio by hand? That little action actually slows you down while eating, giving your brain time to register fullness before you overdo it. Smart, right? So whether you're battling late-night cravings or looking for a blood sugar-friendly, crunchy snack that satisfies, pistachios might be your new best friend. Now, before you go reaching for a sugary granola bar, think almonds, walnuts, pistachios. These 3 tiny foods could quietly become your biggest allies in blood sugar control. But what happens when you combine these nuts with smart habits and other foods? That's where the real magic begins, and we're diving into that next. So now you know which nuts can actually help control your blood sugar. But here's the twist: even the best nuts won't work if you don't eat them right. Let's break down how to make these power snacks actually work for you. First, timing is everything. A lot of people wait until they're starving to grab a snack, and by then, it's too late. Your blood sugar's already crashing. The trick? Have a small handful of these nuts between meals, especially mid-morning or mid-afternoon. That's when most diabetics experience sugar dips. And keeping things steady? That's the real win. Second, Portion matters more than you think. Too little won't help. Too much? You'll overload on calories. So here's the sweet spot. Almonds, about 23 pieces or 1 ounce walnuts, 14 halves. Yes, count them. Pistachios, 49 kernels. They're small, but mighty. It's easy to go overboard, especially with pistachios. So portion them out in advance. Don't trust your hunger. Now here's a trap many fall into: flavored or salted nuts. Honey roasted, chocolate coated, or salt bombed nuts completely cancel out the benefits. Instead, go for raw or dry roasted. They deliver the nutrients without spiking sodium or sugar. Want to amplify the effect even more? Here's a simple trick. Pair your nuts with low glycemic fruits. Think berries, apple slices, or even a few chunks of pear. These fruits digest slowly and have natural fiber, which, when combined with the healthy fats from nuts, create a powerhouse combo that fights sugar spikes from multiple angles. Here's a quick idea. Toss some walnuts into your morning oatmeal with blueberries. Or blend pistachios into a berry smoothie. Tastes amazing, and your blood sugar will thank you. And one more thing, consistency beats perfection. You don't need to eat all 3 nuts every day. Just make them part of your weekly routine. Your cravings will drop, your energy will rise, and best of all, you stay in control. Now, before you start tossing handfuls of almonds, walnuts, and pistachios into every snack and smoothie, hold up. Because yes, these nuts are powerful, but even superfoods have a limit. And too much of a good thing can backfire, especially if you're over 60 or managing diabetes. Let's talk about the hidden catch: calories. Nuts are nutrient-dense, but also calorie-dense. That means just one handful could pack over 150 calories. Double that without thinking? Suddenly, you're in weight gain territory. And guess what? Extra weight leads to more insulin resistance. So how much is just right? 1 ounce a day? That's it. Not a jar. Not a bowl. Just enough to boost your health, without tipping the scale. But calories aren't the only concern here. Some nuts, especially walnuts and almonds, can interact with common medications. If you're on blood thinners like warfarin, the vitamin K and omega-3 content can change how your meds work. And for those with kidney issues, the potassium and phosphorus in nuts can build up fast. Think of it this way. The nuts are medicine, but only if used the right way. So, if you have advanced diabetes, kidney concerns, or you're on medications, talk to your doctor before adding a daily nut routine. It's a simple step that could save you a lot of trouble. Here's the bottom line. Yes, almonds, walnuts, and pistachios can help stabilize your blood sugar. But don't overdo it. Respect the dose. Respect your body. Now, let's wrap this up and talk about how to turn this nut-powered plan into a blood sugar game changer starting today. So let's bring it home. 3 simple nuts. No prescriptions. No weird supplements. Just real food with real power to help balance your blood sugar, control cravings, and protect your heart and brain. Almonds to steady your glucose. Walnuts to cool inflammation. Pistachios to crush hunger without the crash. And the best part? You don't have to give up flavor. You don't have to dread every meal. Just a handful a day, and your body starts working with you, not against you. Now tell me, which one's already in your pantry? And which nut are you most excited to try starting today? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every one. And if this helped you, give it a like, share it with someone you care about, and hit subscribe for more no-fluff, science-backed ways to take control of your diabetes. Naturally, powerfully, and permanently. Your next step? Start with 1 nut. Today, let your body feel the difference.